On this episode of the Infowars News Blitz, the FCC seizes the entire internet. Black Lives Matter protest targets white diners, and a video by Jon Bowne talks about how being a disarmed target is not fun. That and a lot more, so stay tuned. Okay, folks, this is the first cycle of the day here, and if you haven't guessed it yet, the FCC finally released their regulation bill, which isn't a regulation at all, on the public. And guess what? It's hellish. The title is called FCC Seize Internet. Cable Spectrum under 400 pages rules. FCC, underneath it says FCC cherry-picking existing laws for cable, internet, and broadcast to regulate internet. We already knew that the FCC was reclassifying internet service providers as common carriers under Article 2 regulating developed in 1934, but the agency is also invoking the regulation frameworks created for the broadcast, radio, and television stations under Title 3 and for internet broadband services under a Section 706 of the Telecommunications Act of 1996. For example, the former chief diversity officer Michael Leon, co-author of a 2007 report calling for the regulation of political talk radio by limiting free speech on AM and FM stations under the guise of balanced radio program, i.e. fairness doctrine. For anyone who actually thought this is a sick joke, they're coming. And Alex Jones breaks it down for you. Here's the link. Please go read it.
We need this to go mega viral, folks. The FCC held back their regulations for 2 weeks and 1 day so that they could put out the lie they were protecting the web. I've been under FCC regulation for 20 years being a talk show host. I've had to go to legal seminars. I've seen FCC complaints come in. I've had them done on me. I've been on Howard Stern, you know what he's been through. Regardless, they use it to tax and control and only give big corporations the airwaves. Big corporations couldn't take over the web, so they had the FCC. They had the FCC basically come in, claiming to protect it and grab it. Now they're going to have a big legal fight. The corporations will write the new regs, but they say they're going to apply the stuff they've done with television onto cable and internet now with criminal enforcement. So I'm here to tell you.
What does that mean? Criminal enforcement, Alex?
It means they're going to use their FCC offices and referral to the Justice Department under the FCC. I mean, I went over the subsections in the first hour, which nobody else is doing. This is really bad.
You see, folks, right there, they just broke. Alex Jones just broke it down for you right there, okay? And this thing needs to go viral, as Alex Jones has said. I mean, I've already posted it on a site I've joined, and everybody thinks it's completely funny. To be honest with you, it's not funny. And for all those who are on the site that I've joined, which is named theforumsite.com, if they are able to regulate this whole thing, that site there will be no more. So you can sit there and laugh it up, yuck it up, and be a smuck all day, boxer. Because basically, it's not a game, it's not a joke. You will lose your rights on the internet, okay? That's all I'm gonna say. Not to mention if you own one of those tiny kind of independent news operations like Action has, trust me, they're coming. Believe me, they're going to complain, and they're coming to shut the whole thing down. So, keep that in mind, alright? Anyway, an article written by Paul Watson is titled, Black Lives Matter Protest Target White Diners Eating Lunch. Demonstrators compel nervous onlookers to raise hands in support of Michael Brown. Okay. The diners looked nervous throughout the festivities before demonstrators said, please raise your hand if you're and stand with us if stand for Black Lives. Oh my goodness. The onlookers respond by half-heartedly raising their hands while others stood. The clip showed young children who wouldn't possibly understand the nature of the issue who also raised their hands. Brown had not just robbed a convenience store before trying to grab an officer, Darren Wilson's gun, punching him in the face, which is also assault on a police officer as well, and then charging him. To claim he was an innocent victim, racially divided police brutality is clearly irrelevantness, or whatever it's called. I can't pronounce the name. But the notion of occupying a building while people are trying to spend their time with their families and intimidating them with a via an invertible guilty trip supporters, the causing also smacks of bullying tactics and anti-totalitarianism. Well, I mean, these guys are just useless idiots, as one commenter said on this article. Not to mention, George Soros also is running this whole thing. I mean, basically, the guys everywhere, but never mind that. They're useless idiots. They don't really understand what's going on here. I mean, there's a whole bunch of pictures here. I mean, there's a picture of this woman in the fist saying Black Power with a guy taking pictures. I mean, really, seriously, George Soros is really trying to start a race war in this country and then flip it on the Patriots to get us basically all in concentration camps to break the country up. I mean, when are they going to realize that? Not to mention they're trying to start a race war between the cops and between black and white, and they start killing cops. It's gonna go run straight into the feds to federalize them all. But no one gets that. Okay? Last article, folks. It is a report written by Jon Bowne, and it says how guns isn't funny. Basically, I'm gonna let how being disarmed, excuse me, I forgot to read the title. How being disarmed is not fun. So, here's the report from Jon Bowne.
In an article from Kit Daniels of Infowars.com, an anti-gun group released a video yesterday mocking the Second Amendment. But the video is so bad, it's hilarious to watch.
Before now, it's been difficult for criminals like us to know which states have loose gun laws.
That's why I love Arizona, where I can go see the beautiful Grand Canyon and carry a loaded gun without even having to get a background check. Nevada! What happens in Vegas may have to stay in Vegas, but your guns don't. Bring them over to California and sell them.
The market up there is hungry for guns. California, Connecticut, Maryland, and New York all have laws to keep guns out of the hands of people like us.
Hi.
Okay, California. May 23rd, 2014, massive gun-free zone in Santa Barbara allows self-absorbed nutcase Elliot Rodger to stab 3 and shoot 4 others. Connecticut, 20-year-old Adam Lanza fatally shoots 20 children and 6 school staff members in a massive gun-free zone. While FBI crime statistics clearly show the violent crime rate going down as the U.S. population increases. Of course, in real life, violent criminals couldn't care less about laws. Do you think the drug cartels that overran Mexico and left it a failed state gave a crap that the country has some of the strongest gun control laws in the Western Hemisphere? No, because they were too busy gunning down tourists in Cancun who were left defenseless by gun control. More than 70,000 people have been killed in drug-related violence in Mexico since 2007, and the number has only skyrocketed since then. Mexico's only hope is from the armed militias who have defied the country's gun laws to defend their communities from the cartels. The murders in Chicago only slowed down after Illinois enacted a concealed carry law.
I mean, basically, folks, the answer is kind of a no-brainer. Less guns, more crime. More guns, less crime. I mean, basically, a criminal would not want to mess with you if you're packing heat. I'm dead serious. They will not mess with you if you're packing heat. Because basically, if a society that is armed, they can basically, what's the word? Can't come up with a word. But basically, this is a type of Second Amendment, and to disarm everybody else, so the crooks can't have their way with us. Well, that's all the articles I have for you today. Sorry if the video is a little bit long. This FCC stuff is very serious. This is the Info News Blitz. I am Info Gundam. Please go to Infowars.com and PlayItInPlanet.com to find 100 articles just like this one I read for you today. And please like, subscribe, and donate. I really need the support.